Hello and welcome to the Deadly Pit, my friends. And this is a super deadly one because look at this. You got the old komodo dragon there and he is hungry. He will eat you alive, my friend. And then you also have these fire red ants, right? And they will sting you and it will hurt like all get out, my friend. Like all get out. And that's what you need. You need to get out of that deadly pit. Hey, this is a on your own problem. So you should have solved the entire problem on your own, and now you're watching this video just to make sure you did everything correctly. Without further ado, let us move on to our scenario. You have fallen into a deadly pit, my friend. Your only hope of escape is to solve this here problem. And here we go. Your deadly pit contains komodo dragons and fire ants. The pit contains 3 times as many komodo dragons as fire ants. And your first job is to write a ratio that represents the animals in your pit. All right, well, you got komodo dragons here and you got fire ants. And this fraction here, you always want to think of fractions in 3 ways. 3/8, 3 out of 8, or 3 divided by 8. And when working with ratios, you're looking at 3 out of 8. So that's the way to think of this fraction. So you get 3 komodo dragons out of every 8 fire ants, right? So that makes your ratio pretty darn simple. And right here, my friends, is your answer. You've got komodo dragons to fire ants, right? And you've got 3 to 8, right? So you get 3 komodo dragons for every 8 fire ant, right? Perfect. And you can write your ratio in one of 3 ways. You can write it with a colon, with the word to, or as a fraction. Either way, it would be said 3 to 8, 3 to 8, or 3 to 8. And this right here is the first part, writing a ratio that represents the animals right there in your pit. Let's move on to the second problem here. And here we go. So what you've got here is, if there are 27 dragons, how many ants are in your pit? All right, so you're going to use the trusty T-chart for this, my friends. Alrighty, so I set it up right here. You got your T-chart. Now, I changed from K, I made it to D because it said how many dragons, right? But you're still talking about the komodo dragons over there. And over here, I just have A for ants because they said how many ants are in your pit, right? And but these are really the fire ants right there. Your ratio remains consistent. You got 3 to 8, which is from over here, which is actually from right there, right? And now I'm looking for 27. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use my iterative function of plus 8, plus 8, plus 8, and my iterative function over here of plus 3, plus 3, plus 3, until on this side, because you've got 27 dragons, right? So I'm going to be on this side, and I need to get to 27. And right here it is, my friend. So on the dragon side, I just went plus 3, 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 till I got to 27. Now, another thing you could have actually done that would have been actually quite a bit quicker is you could have actually just gone 3 and then gone times 9, right? And that would give you 27. Now, on this side, I use the iterative function of plus 8. So plus 8, 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 and plus 8, which gave me 72. And then the shortcut for this would have been to do the same thing you did on this side. So multiply this by 9, take this 8, and multiply that by 9, right? And that would have also given you 72. And this would be the shortcut of doing it. However, if you don't know that you needed to multiply by 9, you could simply do the repeated addition on and on until you got to 72 down here. Either way, this is what your T-chart should look like. You can either have all of these numbers, or you could have just multiplied by 9 to get both of these right here, and ended up with 27 ants and 72. I'm sorry, backwards, my friends. 27 dragons and 72 ants. So in answer to number 2, the old question, if there are 27 dragons, so you got dragons on this side, how many ants are in your pit? bam, 72 ants. All right, let's move on to number 3 right there. All right, let's do this right here. And the question is, if there are 121 creatures in all, how many dragons and ants are in your deadly pit down here? Alrighty, my friends, for this one, we're going to want to use the triple-decker T-chart, right? So you've got one column for the dragons, one column for the ants, and then another third column for your total. So now I'm going to use the exact same proportions, actually ratios, that I did over here. So I've got 3 dragons, right, to 8 ants. So I'm going to just plug in right up here, 3 dragons to 8 ants. But now I want to take 3 plus 8 and total that up. And bam, there you have it. 11 is your total. So now what I want to do is use that super secret trick to figure out if I have 121, right? What times 11 will give me 121? And I happen to know that if I take 11 and multiply it by 11, I will get exactly 121. And that's exactly what I'm looking for, because we need to know, right over here, if there are 121 creatures in all, how many dragons and ants are in your pit. So now all I have to do is take 11 and multiply that by 8, and that's going to give me 88 ants. And then I'm going to take 11 and multiply it by 3, and that's going to give me 33 of the komodo dragons. So in this deadly pit of yours, there are 33, I can't even say it, komodo dragons. There you have it. And 88 fire ants, and that's a lot of deadly creatures, and that gives you a total of 121 of them bad boys in this deadly pit of yours. And hey, if you got all of this correct, my friends, then you have escaped the pit because you have solved the problem, right? And if you did not get everything correct, no worries at all, my friend. Pause that video, fix that mistake. That is your fastest way to learn. Until next time, I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll see you soon.